How's everybody doing? This is going to be a comprehensive um, gr- um, guide on ElvUI, and I want to give you a demonstration of all the different parts to it. And I can't do it all in one vid, so I figured I'd do it an episode based where you can see each of the different tabs, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. But before I did that, I wanted for those of you who are new at ElvUI and don't understand what it is, basically what it is a completely remake of the Blizzard UI for World of Warcraft. And I figured I'd give you a few examples of what it looks like um, based on some of my characters. Now, I've basically created what I want in a UI and copied it to most of my other ones and altered it for that type of character. So, for example, this is my main, my shaman. I heal with him mainly, and I have an elemental spec as well. But if you look at him right now, he's set up in his elemental spec, um, and as you can see, everything is different about this from the UI that you see from your normal Blizzard UI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch him over to his healing spec real quick. Switch his gear. And you can see the different parts to it. As you can see, you can move the power bar, in this case mana, out from underneath here and move it here. And then I'll put the target and then the target frame here, and then also put the focus frame right here where I can actually set focus on my tank that I want to keep an eye on. Normally, in this case, the one I want to keep my Earth Shield on, and I put it there. Now, the difference is with this is normally your raid frames are over here, or maybe even right here if you use Click or Healbot or I don't know, Voodoo, one of those. I don't use any of them. I just use this, and I use mouse over. Now, when I look at my unit frames, and we'll get into this a little bit deeper later on, I'll display the frames, and there you go. This is what it looks like when I'm raiding. This, of course, is a 40 man. And then, or correction, this is a regular raid. This is a 40 man right here. So let me get rid of this one. And then this is a 40 man. A little bit smaller frames, but it still fits in the same general area. And then if I'm running a dungeon or something like that, my party frames right here, still same place. I have the same ability to heal, focus, and targets in the same place. Now, for the boss frames, I keep those off to the side right here, and you can move those around as you want. Put them wherever you want. And then my tank frames, which you can't display, but my tank frames are over here if you have a main or an assistant tank. But the nice thing also is that in your raid frames, um, you also set the role icon as well. So I can just look at that real quick and see who my healers are. If you're in a normal or heroic or mythic raid, you're going to know who your healers are anyway, or correct, who your tanks are anyways. But this gives you a just in case, and also if you're running LFR. Now let's go to, let's see, how about my Death Knight? Oh, as you can see, my cast bar is right here, and my target's cast frame is above. So I can see both of them just by looking at that general area. All right. So let's log out real quick. I'm going to go to my Death Knight. He's currently set up in Unholy. I do have a tank spec that I run him on as well. Um, but he's currently set for unholy, and if you notice, and this is going to be the same with, I don't know, a frost mage, a hunter that isn't running lone wolf, and any other spec that I run that has a pet, you're going to see I have a pet frame down here. And then his command bars are right here. And anytime that he goes away, like when I'm mounted, it clears up and goes away, just like it would in the Blizzard frame. As you can see, my additional resource bar is up top, and it would be the same for a paladin, um, arcane mage, warlocks, and it changes based on um, what spec you're running in. So what I'm going to do right now is just to give you an idea of what that looks like is I'll go to my warlock, and then this is going to be it for showing how mine's set up. But I'm going to go to my warlock to show you what his resource looks like. And again, he's a pet class, so he's going to have the pet frames down at the bottom. However, mana isn't really a big thing with him, so I left the mana frame right at the bottom. So there's my pet, and there's my resource. These are my soul shards. As you can see, I have 4. When the third one generates, I'll have it here, and the fourth one over here. My paladin has his holy power up top as well. So the difference is the ones that use a lot of mana, I'll put the mana bar underneath, or rage bar, or focus bar. Whatever resource I have, I'll move it there if I worry about it going down too quickly. I don't worry about his, and then I also have life tap, which I can bring it back up real quick. Simple. All right, so that is basically it on my UI. You saw it as a whole, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to download and install, and then we're going to run through each of the different frames. Okay, so this is the ElvUI download page. You can download either ElvUI or TweakUI, but my recommendation is to download the TweakUI Windows client. Do that just by clicking the download button. This works similar to Kurt's client, where if you download TweakUI or ElvUI and the different modules, you can then check to see if there are any updates available for the particular modules that you have, as well as ElvUI. I will add this link to the descriptions in case you didn't catch it, but I'm not going to run through the whole install process with this, but this is the general thing. Once you install ElvUI, and it's very simple, right up here you'll see install ElvUI. It's simple to do. But once you do that, then you'll be able to run through the setup process in game.